Okay, hello there. It's time for the next part. So, right, we're still on the path of the murderous clown. Let's see if we get any further today. Hopefully we will. Okay, right, if I remember rightly, yeah, we can make a phone call because we've got the phone number for the... Oh, hello. Let's see if we can
Set into the huge gate was a smaller access door.
go back in.
Hi there, remember me?
Ah, mais oui, Inspector. Have you found him?
Who?
The man in the sewer, of course.
I'm, sifting through the evidence.
Rather you than me, monsieur. So, when you are not exploring sewers, what do you do?
I take a lot of showers.
Oh, very good, monsieur. A policeman with a sense of humor.
Okay, yeah, there's nothing more. We've already talked to him about that.
I have to be going.
Good luck, Inspector. I hope you catch that killer soon.
Okay. So I suppose if we found any more items, we could ask him about them, but I don't think he's going to know much. Right, that's the toolbox. I don't think there's anything else.
The toolbox didn't contain anything else I needed.
Okay, let's have a look at this phone then. Oh yeah, I remember this. Written on the back of an envelope. Oh, there, he's drawn a little picture of it. Right, that's Salah Eddin. Okay, and that's the tailor. Let's call him first.
Hello? Who is this?
Hi, my name's George Stobart. You don't know me.
Correct, Mr. Stobart. I don't. What can I do for you?
Well, I'm trying to trace one of your customers. Could I maybe come over and talk to you?
No, that's not possible.
Oh, okay. Forget it. Listen, all I want is a name.
What are you talking about? Who are you working for?
I guess you might say I'm acting in the interests of truth and justice.
Thank God. I thought you were the police.
There are innocent lives at stake, Mr. Todrick. Lives that you could save.
You're collecting for charity, yes?
No, I'm not. All I want from you is information.
Go on. I'm listening.
So, it's about the clown, isn't it?
What do you know about the clown who bombed the Café de la Chandelle Verte?
I don't have no idea what you're talking about.
You're cool, Todrick. But I think you know more than you're saying.
I don't know who you be, but sure I am you don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know if you're saying that to make me think you don't know what I mean, but... Oh, this is ridiculous. Quit playing games with me, Todrick.
I tell you, I know nothing about no clown.
George getting hard.
Did you know that one of your customers was a part-time clown?
If a guy feels happy with a funny nose and custard down his pants, what's the problem?
Good point.
Do you know a guy called Plantar?
No, I never heard of him.
Shall I tell you what happened to Plantar? How he was killed in cold blood?
I told you, I never heard of Plantar.
Press him further, Georgie.
I expect Plantar's a family man, don't you? In their little apartment, Madame Plantar is cooking the supper, listening for the familiar sound of her husband's key in the door. Junior is waiting for his daddy to come home from work. He can't wait to show him the merit marks he earned in school today. Only tonight, Monsieur Plantar won't be coming home.
You forgot the puppy.
Huh?
The faithful puppy dog, waiting for the sound of his master's
Stop buying
voice.
it.
Well, maybe they don't have a dog. What do you think?
I don't know Plantar. I never heard of Plantar. None of this has anything to do with me.
Oh dear.
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Yeah. You bloody bastard. I thought that was going to reveal something, but no. Okay, let's call Nicole.
Bonjour, couleur.
Oh, hi. It's George Stobart, the American at the cafe.
Ah, oui.
You said to call if I could help.
Have you any news for me?
You bet. I met a witness who spoke to the clown. And I know where the killer gets his suits.
No kidding. Hey, I'm impressed.
You are? Well, it wasn't easy.
Look, why don't you come here to my apartment?
Fine. Where do you live?
361 Rue Jarry.
Okay, I'll come right over.
Well, I'll be darned. Okay, so we're going over there then. Okay, I'm just going to take one last look at the cafe. Just for shits and giggles. Yeah, see, I remember I forgot to look at this.
The table had been overturned by the explosion.
I just like getting every little ounce of Georgie's voice out as much as I can.
considered straightening the table, but I figured it best not to disturb the evidence.
I don't know.
The blast had blown out the glass, leaving a gaping hole. I examined the jagged glass remaining in the window. It was broken, all right.
Okay.
The sergeant was a scrawny man in his 50s who resembled a constipated chicken. Sergeant Moo?
You heard the inspector. Go on, monsieur.
Aha. He ain't gonna know shit all, but...
I was one of the last people to see the victim alive, Sergeant.
Does that worry you?
Yes, it does. I feel I owe it to him to find his killer.
That is best left to the authorities, monsieur. Did he speak to you? Tell you anything?
No, he just grinned and nodded.
Don't let it trouble you, monsieur. Go home and try to forget.
But he just can't forget.
I know the identity of the dead guy. His name was Plantar.
Is that so? You knew him, did you?
No, but
We'll know everything there is to know about him soon enough.
I'm trying to be helpful here.
The best way you can help us is to go home, monsieur.
What a swine.
I really did see the clown. He ran into the alley across the street.
Did you follow him?
I lost him. I figure he went underground.
Do you know how many kilometers of sewers there are beneath this great city?
It's not a question I've lost sleep over.
I have no doubt that Inspector Rousseau will organize a proper search.
Crikey. I mean, there's lots to talk about, but he ain't gonna know anything.
I've tracked down the clown's movements, Sergeant.
Is that so, monsieur?
Better believe
Yeah.
it.
There's a man down the street who saw him crawling out of the sewer.
Dressed as a clown?
No, he changed into ordinary clothes by then.
So, how did he know it was the clown?
He didn't, but all the clues add up.
Little children can add up, but I wouldn't let them manage my bank account.
Did you find the victim's briefcase yet?
No, sir. The inspector gave me specific instructions to guard this door. Until he countermands these orders or backup arrives, here I stay.
How did you and Rosso arrive at the scene of the explosion so quickly? You arrived within minutes. Was it a tip-off?
Inspector Rosso's sources are a perpetual mystery to me, monsieur. There are some who say he has made a pact with the devil.
And what do you think?
I think he is the devil.
Crikey.
What is Rosso doing with that girl?
He is giving her the once-over, as you Americans say.
Huh?
Once he gets his teeth into a case, nothing will shake him off.
Crikey.
Was he serious about all that psycho-detective stuff?
Of course. Inspector Rosso is a pioneer and a visionary. His revolutionary methods, once perfected, may change the face of law enforcement forever.
I can't see it taking off in L.A.
Okay, let's just go through these.
I found this red nose in the sewer.
What were you doing down there?
Fishing for clues. That's where the clown went.
You still insist you saw a clown, monsieur?
Of course. And this novelty nose proves it.
It will take more than a plastic proboscis to convince Inspector Rousseau.
You don't want this as evidence, then?
Certainly not, monsieur.
Okay. Let's show him our tool.
What do you suppose this tool is used for, Sergeant Moo?
It looks like something an obstetrician would use, monsieur.
It was with tools like this that the clown made his escape.
I don't understand.
He opened up the hole and disappeared into the bowels of the earth.
If you say so, monsieur.
I believe this material came from the clown's clothing.
If you are right, monsieur, then the clown must be an Englishman.
Well, how do you figure that?
Only the English would wear a suit made from material like that.
Don't you like the English?
It is not so much a question of liking, rather one of taste. They have none.
They have none.
Do you recognize this dirty tissue?
No, monsieur, I do not.
I found it in the sewer.
Perhaps it would be better if you put it back there.
No way. This could be an important clue.
If you say so, monsieur.
Wipe it in his face. Okay, we're done here.
See you later, Sergeant.
That doesn't even say goodbye. Okay, right. Let's go to Nicole's apartment. Okay, here we go. Right, where are we going here? Rosary. Well, and we can go to the police station, but we won't do that. Ha! I remember this part. I like the traffic that goes past there occasionally. Hello.
The shop window featured a display of gowns and women's stuff.
Women's stuff.
The shop window featured a display of... It wasn't the style of the clothes in the shop that caught my eye, but the prices. The same amount of money would feed a starving family for the rest of their lives. I guess people who buy that kind of stuff don't have a problem with their consciences.
And if we're led to believe the backstory of the director's cut, George is a lawyer, so he hasn't got a leg to stand on.
They were lilies or tulips, some kind of flowers anyhow. Pretty, I guess, if you like that sort of thing. Me? I couldn't see the point of buying something that was already half dead.
Good point.
I inhaled deeply, expecting to experience the scent of the flowers. What I got was traffic fumes.
Hell. Okay, let's talk to this lady. Why
The
not?
woman was doing something with a pair of needles that couldn't be described as knitting. She was a cheery old soul, the kind you'd walk across the street to avoid.
Yeah, that's not knitting, is it? Where's a ball of yarn? Right, let's talk to her.
Oh, hi.
Bonjour, monsieur. Would you like me to foretell your future?
No thanks.
I'm very good, and it only takes a minute.
Thanks all the same, but I'm not superstitious. Besides, if it only takes a minute, that's not much of a future to look forward to.
Let's ask about the flowers.
Are the flowers for sale?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. I'll take a bunch of those white ones.
I wouldn't do that if I was you.
No?
They are lilies, monsieur. Some people associate them with death.
Yikes. Thanks for telling me.
Yikes.
What other flowers do you have?
Dahlias?
What do they signify?
Insecurity.
I don't want to give her the wrong idea about me. What about the tall yellow ones?
Those are iris, the flame
That'll
of
do.
passion.
And the little yellow ones?
Sensuality.
Well, they're no use to me. I want to make an impression, not jump down her throat.
Fair enough. Okay, let's ask it. Let's go down the fortune
I've
teller.
changed my mind. Will you tell my fortune?
You're going on a long journey.
My, oh my. What a surprise. Can you tell me anything I don't already know?
10 francs, please, my dear.
10 francs? That's a ripoff.
Please yourself.
How does this fortune-telling routine work?
If I knew that, I wouldn't be selling flowers for a living.
Haven't you ever wondered why you were blessed with the gift?
Well, it's a bit like satellite television, I suppose. Some of us are born with a built-in receiver dish. I just happen to be one of the lucky ones.
Can you really foretell the future?
Only time will tell, monsieur. The strange thing is, I can't seem to see myself in the future. Other people, I have no problem. But when I try to see what might happen to me, nothing.
That must be scary.
Maybe. I figure it's a kind of natural safety mechanism. Either that, or I don't have a future.
Ooh, spooky. That's the second reference now to supernatural phenomena.
Do you know a young woman called Nicole Collard?
Yes, I do. She lives upstairs from me, in the apartment block across the street. The door isn't locked, but you'll need to give it a gentle nudge. It sticks, you see, because of the damp. The landlord said he'd fixed it before winter sets in. He's been saying that for 3 years.
I've had landlords like that. Fuckers.
How long has Mademoiselle Collard lived here?
A few months. She's in for a shock when the cold weather comes. Drafty windows, insufficient heating. It's a struggle to keep warm. The only reason I stay is because the rent is cheap. Your young lady, she deserves better.
I thought Mademoiselle Collard was a successful photographer.
Not as successful as she makes out for all her fine clothes. Oh, I've heard her crying herself to sleep at night.
Well,
That's awful.
Now, don't you let on that I've told you. She's proud, that one. Too proud, if you ask me.
fair enough. Okay. Let's go through the usual.
Do you recognize this nose?
No, monsieur.
Good.
What do you make of this tool?
Is it something a dentist would use?
No, it's for raising manhole covers.
Formidable.
Formidable.
What can you tell me about this material?
It's a very expensive piece of cloth, monsieur.
Okay.
What can you tell me about this tissue?
Nothing?
Okay. Thank you very much.
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
I saw there's an Easter egg. You can look through one of the windows, but I think that's the director's cut edition. I'll just try. I think it was that. Is it that?
Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome friend.
Did I show you this tool?
Yes, my dear.
And then after that, you can.
See you later.
That's
Don't think it's
right,
gonna work.
monsieur.
I've probably
You
done it wrong,
will.
actually. Okay. Yeah, there's nothing going on there. Very well. Let's go see Nicole.
The door was shabby and in need of a coat of paint. I couldn't imagine the Collard woman living here.
Gentle nudge.
Remembering the flower seller's advice, I pushed the door gently just above the lock.
Gave it a full-on punch there. Hello.
Bonjour. I'm glad you could make it, monsieur.
Please, call me George.
Fine. I'm Nicole. Take a seat, George.
It's quite a big apartment, to be fair.
Eh bien? And what have you been up to?
I've been exploring the sewers beneath the cafe.
I thought I could smell something bad.
The clown used the sewer to escape and to change out of his costume. I guess he was in a hurry. He left his jacket behind.
And?
I got his tailor's phone number.
You had better luck than I did.
Luck, she said. Luck. Hard work, I call it. What happened?
I took
Indeed.
my photographs to the editor, but he wasn't interested. Can you believe it? He told me to drop the story.
But you're not about to do that.
Oh no. I am going to find out what's behind these killings. You know what I think? It's a conspiracy. The police in 3 different countries have kept very quiet about the murders. The press don't connect them at all. They blame them on political, religious, or militant minority extremists.
Well, that covers just about everyone.
Okay. Yeah, it could be a conspiracy because who the hell wouldn't want photographs of a bomb that's gone off? Right.
You speak very good English for a French girl.
Thanks. You speak very good English from America.
How did Plantar get your name?
For the newspaper, La Liberté, I'd written an article linking 2 unsolved murders, one in Italy and the other in Japan. The cases were remarkably similar. A wealthy victim, no apparent motive, and a costume killer. Plantar said he could supply me with more information. Somehow, the clown must have known about our appointment.
Tell me more about the clown's previous victims.
The first was Arno Bellotta, the millionaire pharmaceutical baron. He made his money from amphetamines in the post-war slimming and diet boom. Imagine it! Millions of housewives literally speeding their butts off.
Was he killed for his money?
No. He had no living relatives, and his fortune went to the orphanage where he'd grown up. The only witness in the case was his Filipino au pair. She swears he was led to his death by a snowman.
Crikey.
What about the clown's second victim?
Yamada, the controversial Japanese green politician. He inherited his fortune from his father's electrochemical consortium. He was committed to dismantling Japan's automobile industry.
I can't see him gaining much support with a loony policy like that.
Yamada was a man of vision. He was years ahead of his time.
If you say so. How did he die?
At the hands, or should I say, flippers, of a giant emperor penguin.
Crikey. I mean, the clown makes sense within a Parisian setting, but the other two just nuts.
A snowman, a penguin, and now a clown. You know, I hate to admit it, but this is scary. And I'll tell you what, I won't be accepting any invitations to costume parties.
I don't blame you for being scared. I am too. But this story could be my only chance of a big break.
Or a premature death.
Okay. I'll just go through these. I'm assuming she might call the number, but I'll go through these first.
I found this false nose in the sewer.
Hey, what's this inside it?
The contents of someone's nose?
Don't be cross, George. It says La Risée du Monde. Masks and costumes. It's a costume shop near the Gare Saint-Lazare.
I'll check it out. Maybe the owner remembers who hired the clown costume.
Why don't you put it on, George?
No way am I wearing this. I'd look really stupid. Besides, he might have had a cold.
That's true. Okay, we've got another lead just from that.
This is the tool I used to get into the sewers.
Fascinating, George.
You're not interested, are you?
Oh, of course I am. I think it was very brave of you to go down those sewers.
Damn right.
Yeah? Well, it was kind of scary, but, well, I had a job to do. I found a piece of material near the cafe. When I showed it to the concierge, he recognized it right away.
It's very distinctive, all right. Just wait until you see this. I developed the film I shot at the cafe.
Ooh.
Here, George, it's an enlargement I made. Look what that guy's wearing.
Checkered pants. The same material as I found in the sewer.
That's right. This guy shouldn't be difficult to find.
Oh, no?
Take a close look at his left cheek.
A scar. In the shape of a horseshoe.
Oh, a crescent moon.
The plot thickens. Okay, there's 2 more leads. Okay, we can talk about that photograph. I'll just show her my soiled tissue.
I found this tissue down the sewer.
Oh, that's disgusting, George.
I think the stuff on it is grease paint, like actors use. or clowns.
It's still disgusting. Get rid of it.
Crikey.
How come you enlarged this photograph of me?
Because I noticed the guy behind you, of course.
Don't get your hopes up, George.
Tell me more about yourself.
Oh, there is not much to tell.
Well, how did you get into photography?
I guess I owe that to my father. He bought my first camera. I was 8 and my parents had just split up.
Okay.
Did you live with your father?
Yes, my mother went off with her new boyfriend. I don't mind. Papa was all I needed. 4
Papa.
years later, he died in a plane crash.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Well, it's all right. I don't mind talking about him. He was more like an older brother, really, always joking and laughing. Papa always wanted I should study art. That's why I went to college.
Papa.
Did you learn about photography at college?
Oh, God, no. I couldn't afford the materials. We were billed for everything we used, paint, canvas, paper. Most of my year turned to minimalism. It was cheaper. I used to go poaching in the park for squirrel hair. The only time I wasn't hungry was the term I did printing. I used to eat the potatoes.
You're making fun of me, aren't you?
Oh, no.
Do you have a boyfriend?
That's none of your business.
Straight out with it. George, come on. Play it cool.
May I use your telephone?
Sure, go ahead.
Thanks.
Okay. That's for us to use. Crikey. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so that's that. That's the tailor. That's not going to get any further, is it? I'll just give it one quick go, just in case what we've
Hello?
talked about.
Who is this?
Let's throw in something else into the
Mr.
mix.
Todrick?
Oh, it's you again. What now?
Did you make a suit for a man with a scar on his face? A scar in the shape of a crescent moon?
Maybe. Maybe not.
Tell me where I can find him and I'll leave you alone.
And if I don't,
I won't leave you alone.
I can't tell you anything unless you give me his name.
Do you know where I can find the guy with the scar?
I told you. Without a name, I can't help you.
Okay.
Thanks for nothing, Todrick.
Yeah, Todrick. Okay, right. I think we need to go.
I'm going back out to search for that clown.
Where?
Well, I guess I could visit the costume shop.
Good idea.
Sterling idea. Yeah, it's quite a large apartment, eh? I mean, it may suffer from damp, but nice space. What's with all those empty frames? Do love a frame. I'm not going to talk to her again. Let's just get the hell out. And go to the costume shop. It's the cafe. It's this one, isn't it? Yep. Hello.
The dummy wore a traditional Pierrot costume. At least, I guess it was a dummy. I gave the dummy Pierrot a tentative prod, but it didn't move. She reminded me of a girl I dated back in high school. Come to think of it, the dummy had more personality.
Crikey. Was she Victorian?
As I was about to touch the dummy, I realized it had the same color eyes as Nico. The strange thing was, I hadn't realized I'd noticed the color of Nico's eyes.
Of course you bloody have. Nothing here. Pinocchio. That's quite... Look at that. Skeleton riding a unicorn cow with a flamingo on its head. Could be a clue. Okay, what have we got here?
It was an antique phonograph, the kind you have to wind by hand.
I don't think he's going to let us play with that, but let's give it a go. Crikey. Quite sinister music. Okay.
guy's spoon-shaped face was mournful and humorless. He looked like a vegetarian in a slaughterhouse.
Right. I mean, it's quite odd. We've just walked into the shop, prodded those mannequins, turned on the record player, and haven't even talked to the proprietor. That's nuts.
Excuse me.
Bonjour, monsieur. Please, come in. Welcome. Leave the mundane world behind, for in these four walls, fantasy is king.
I don't want a costume.
Didn't you ever dress up when you were a child?
Not that I remember.
Incredible! You'll be telling me next that you never shared your elder sister's lingerie.
I don't have a sister, and I think I'd look pretty silly in a brassiere. I just need some information.
Of course. How can I help you?
Let's cut to the chase.
Do you recognize this man?
Oui, monsieur. I sold him some grease paint.
Oh, yeah.
Are you sure this is the man who bought grease paint?
Oui, monsieur.
Okay. What's his bloody name? I'll go down there in a minute. Let's go over
Does
there.
this dirty tissue mean anything to you?
Let me smell that. Bestheimer's number 7 white pancake.
Theatrical grease paint, right?
Oui, monsieur. La crème de la crème of Thespian accoutrement.
Have you sold any of it recently?
Yes, 2 cans.
About this tissue.
I have already given you my professional opinion.
Sometimes, you know, you think that would further the conversation about the grease paint, but it doesn't. I'll just show my tool.
What does this tool mean to you?
Nothing, monsieur.
Do you want this red nose back?
Not after it's been worn, thank you.
Okay.
I'm looking for a man who hired a clown costume from you.
The man whose photograph you showed me, he hired 2 costumes.
2?
Yes, Bozo the clown and Seamus the pixie.
What was his name?
Khan, a Middle Eastern man, I would think.
And did he have the scar on his face?
That's right, in the shape of a crescent moon.
There we go.
How come clowns are so popular?
I think it has something to do with their unpredictable nature.
Personally, I think clowns should be banned, along with mimes.
Oh, come now. Who doesn't love clowns?
Me, for one.
I'll second you there.
Have you heard of a man named Plantile?
I do not recall anyone of that name.
Okay. Very nice.
Thanks for your help, buddy.
My pleasure, monsieur. Allow me to shake you by the hand.
Huh? Well, okay. What are you trying to do, kill me?
You did not find it amusing?
I never saw the funny side of electroshock therapy.
Eh bien, it is yours to keep. A gift?
Do I need a license?
No, but I give you a word of warning, monsieur.
What?
Remember to switch it off before you visit the toilet.
Or not. Right. Little monkey there. I'm just gonna look around. This will be nothing pertinent to the game itself unless it's very obscure. So, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Various oddments. Right, so we need a phone. We need a call. Let's go back to Nicole, I guess. I'll tell you what, let's go to the police. I think there is a phone there as well. Yeah, boy. Okay. This is going to be pointless, but let's just give it a go. More empty frames. Oh, is that just the... that's just the design.
Excuse me?
Ah, Monsieur Stobart, n'est-ce pas?
That's correct. You remember me.
The retention of such data is part of my duty as a gendarme. That is how crime is fought, through attention to detail, not intuition.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, sure. Aha.
Do you know a man named Khan? He's a shifty-looking guy with a scar on his left cheek.
No, monsieur. Has this man any connection with the bombing of the cafe?
Yes. I believe Khan was the name he used when he hired the clown costume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Would you like to shake my hand, Sergeant?
Not while I'm on duty, monsieur. The gesture could be misconstrued.
Damn. Okay, let's see if we can talk to...
Is Rosso here?
Yes, he is. You wish to speak to him?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes, I do.
One moment, monsieur.
Map of Paris.
Stobart is here to see you, monsieur.
Oh.
Did he say what it was about?
No, monsieur.
Very well.
Hi, Inspector. Remember me?
But of course, Mr. Stobart. My mind is a well-ordered faculty. A mental classification system that's the envy of the Bibliothèque Nationale. No tricks, mark you, monsieur. Just exercise. Just as our muscles waste through inactivity, so our minds decay. But there is no need. If only people would learn to exercise their wits daily.
If he was trying to impress me, it worked. He was pompous and patronizing, but he had style.
Eh bien, if you called about the bombing, you're too late. Investigations have been closed.
What?
But
I've been taken off the case.
Oh.
what about the murderer, the dead guy?
It is out of my hands.
Well, that's bloody nuts.
What was that psycho-detective business you did in the cafe?
It is my theory that the passions evoked in violent crimes create ripples in the ether,
Crikey.
invisible to all but the possessor of a highly developed and receptive mind.
I'm impressed. Can you bend spoons, too?
I didn't think a man of your obvious intelligence would stoop to mockery.
I'm not mocking. I've had personal experience of the power of the mind. I used to get ignored at parties until I read a book that changed my life.
Really? What was it called?
Hypnotism for Fun and Profit. He looked at me as if I'd farted at a funeral.
The power of mesmerism is a rare gift, not a party trick.
Spooky.
You're not going to try any of that psychic interrogation on me, are you?
Do you find the thought of my probing distasteful?
Let's just say I'd rather you didn't. I've got more doubts than doubting Thomas when it comes to mysticism.
Too bad. I think you would make an interesting subject under controlled regression.
The day I let anyone mess with my mind hasn't dawned yet.
Okay.
Did you find out the ID of the guy who was killed in the explosion?
I already knew who he was.
Who the fuck was he then?
I heard that the bomb victim's name was Plantar.
Your sources are reliable.
He was a big shot at the Treasury, wasn't he? Maybe that's why you've been taken off the case.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I cannot comment.
Don't you want to know what I found out about the killer?
I told you, monsieur, the case is closed. I have washed my hands of the whole affair.
Then I'll have to continue my investigations without your help.
No, you must forget the business of the clown completely. Go back to being an ordinary tourist, Stobart.
It just won't cut the mustard. Shake my hand. I'll tell you what.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No.
It's the face of a killer.
The man who bombed the cafe?
The photograph was taken soon after the explosion. He'd escaped through the sewers, leaving a trail of clues behind him.
Circumstantial evidence, Stobart. None of it proves a thing.
Would you care to shake my hand, Inspector?
Please don't be offended if I decline your offer, Stobart. The palms of my hands are particularly sensitive.
Oh, rats.
I found this tissue in the sewer.
It would have been best if you'd left it there.
Stick it in his face, George.
What do you make of this, Rosso?
It is a tool for gaining access to sewers.
Does this red nose mean anything to you?
I'd imagine it means you have not given up your pursuit of the clown.
You're absolutely right.
Now, fuck
So
off.
long, Inspector.
Okay. Didn't really reveal too much more, but adds a bit of depth. Yeah, I was going to call. Who the hell was I going to call? Ah, yes, the tailor.
Hello? Who is this?
It's George Stobart again.
What now?
I found out the name of the guy I'm looking for.
Is that so?
Yeah, it's Khan. You know who I'm talking about, don't you?
Yes, I delivered the suit to his hotel. The Hotel Ubu. I don't remember the room number. It was upstairs. The second room on the right-hand side of the corridor.
Thanks, Todrick. That's all I wanted to know. Now I've got you, Mr. Clown.
Okay. I'll just call Nicole just to tell her that, maybe. Just see if anything else can be
Bonjour,
extrapolated.
Hi, it's George. I have the address of the killer's hotel.
If you're going to pay him a visit, take care. Remember, that guy's a professional.
Thanks. I'll be fine.
Okay, fair enough. Maybe tell Rosso. Like hell we will. Let's do it. It's quite an empty police station, eh? Okay, to the hotel. I remember this very well indeed. But I tell you what, I'm going to leave it at this point, and save it for the next episode. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll join you next time when we explore the hotel. Splendid. Okay, cheerio. That'll do. Oui.